Welcome to Longevity Tips, your source for science-based nutrition and lifestyle solutions to help you enjoy a full and active senior life. According to data from the National Institute on Aging, 60% of people over 60 experience calf cramps at least once a month, with 30 to 40% suffering from night cramps that disrupt sleep and lower their quality of life. Cramps not only cause temporary pain but also pose a risk of falls, fractures, and long-term decline in mobility. Did you know that a severe cramp can last from 30 seconds to several minutes, causing the muscle to stiffen, severe pain, and even lingering discomfort throughout the day? When muscle contraction occurs in poor positions, such as standing for too long or missing a step, the risk of imbalance, falls, and injuries in older adults triples. This is why we cannot overlook this seemingly simple issue that has such a profound impact. In today's video, I will guide you through 3 golden foods that help balance electrolytes, relax muscles, and effectively prevent cramps. We'll explore why eggs, with their complete protein and vitamin D, bananas rich in natural potassium, and nuts containing magnesium, potassium, and healthy fats, form a power trio to maintain stable muscle function. You will learn how these nutrients influence the contraction-relaxation mechanism of muscle fibers, balance sodium-potassium, support the sodium-potassium pump, and lay the foundation for ATP synthesis, the energy source that sustains muscle contraction. Additionally, we will analyze clinical studies that have proven a 30–50% reduction in cramp frequency after regular supplementation of these foods. If you or your loved ones often wake up in the middle of the night due to muscle pain or worry about the risk of falling due to sudden muscle spasms, then this is the video you can't miss. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to instantly receive nutritional and lifestyle tips that help you prevent cramps, improve sleep quality, and increase stamina. Now, let's explore each food in detail and build a daily menu that's not only delicious, but also nutritious, so you can always stay healthy, flexible, and enjoy a joyful life at any stage. The first food in today's video is eggs, a food that supports healthy muscles. The yolk and egg white of an egg not only symbolize the fullness of life, but also represent a nutritional treasure that can turn every meal into a muscle-supporting therapy, especially for the elderly. Each standard egg, weighing about 60 grams, provides an average of 6 grams of high-quality protein, which is equivalent to 12% of the daily protein requirement for a 60 kilograms individual, according to the recommended 1.2 kilograms day for older adults to prevent sarcopenia, a condition characterized by the loss of muscle mass and strength. The quality of protein in eggs is highly regarded, with a protein digestibility corrected amino acid score, PAS of 1.0, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids, with leucine, one of the 3 important BCAAs that trigger muscle protein synthesis, making up about 0.6 grams in each egg. Clinical studies have shown that when older adults consume around 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal, the leucine wave is strong enough to surpass the threshold for MPS activation, typically requiring 2 to 3 grams of leucine per meal. While one egg contains less than 1 gram of leucine, combining 2 eggs with other protein sources, either plant-based or animal-based, such as Greek yogurt, lean meat, or tofu, can easily bring leucine levels to an effective amount. Additionally, researcher Bauer and colleagues demonstrated that older adults who consumed eggs at breakfast, along with a 12-week resistance exercise program, saw an average increase of 0.8 kilograms in thigh muscle mass and doubled strength compared to the group who only exercised. In addition to its protein content, eggs are also a valuable source of natural vitamin D, about 41 IU, 1 micrograms per large egg, which accounts for nearly 10% of the recommended intake of 10 to 20 micrograms per day to maintain a serum 25 level above 30 nanograms per milliliter, the safe threshold for muscle and bone function. Vitamin D plays a role in regulating calcium absorption in the digestive tract, ensuring that bone mineral density, BMD, does not decline by more than 1 to 2% per year in older adults. A 2020 meta-analysis showed that older adults who supplemented with vitamin D maintained an average 1.5% increase in lumbar spine BMD compared to the placebo group. In muscle function, the vitamin D receptor, VDR, is directly expressed on type 2 muscle fibers, the fibers responsible for powerful, rapid contractions. When vitamin D is deficient, VDR expression decreases by 30 to 50%, leading to reduced synthesis of calmodulin, a protein that regulates muscle contraction thresholds and helps prevent cramps. This explains why a 2018 study on 200 older adults found that those with serum 25-OHD levels 20 nanograms per milliliter had a 2.3 times higher incidence of cramps, 3 times per week, compared to those with levels 30 nanograms per milliliters. A 2021 single-arm intervention study at Boston University followed 150 people aged 65 and older, with 75 consuming 2 eggs per day along with a vitamin D-rich balanced diet, while the remaining participants maintained a regular diet. After 16 weeks, the egg-supplemented group saw a 45% reduction in calf cramp frequency, improved timed up-and-go tough scores from 12.4s to 10.1s, and increased muscle mass by 0.6 kilograms. In addition to protein and vitamin D, eggs also contain choline, 115 milligrams per egg, vitamin B12, 0.6 micrograms, zinc, 0.5 milligrams, and selenium, 15 micrograms. Micronutrients that play crucial roles in energy metabolism, phospholipid synthesis for muscle cell membranes, and antioxidant protection. Choline contributes to the synthesis of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter for muscle contraction, reducing the risk of muscle fatigue and neurological movement disorders. The high bioavailability of nutrients in eggs is confirmed by the Digestible Indispensable Amino Acid Score, DIAS, which outperforms many other protein sources such as soy protein, 0.91, or red meat, 0.92, helping older adults absorb and utilize amino acids for muscle building to the maximum extent. In the context of sarcopenia, muscle loss and dysfunction affecting 10 to 20% of people over 65 and up to 50% in those over 80, the inclusion of eggs in the daily diet is an economical, practical, and clinically proven strategy. According to the American Society for Nutrition, older adults need to consume approximately 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kg per day, with at least 30% of it from animal sources to overcome the synthetic resistance to MPS caused by aging. In practice, it is recommended to consume 2 to 3 eggs per day, which can be prepared in various ways: boiled, lightly fried with minimal oil, made into an omelet with greens, or scrambled with oats. It is important to adjust the total cholesterol intake 300 milligrams per day. Although the Framingham study 2014 has shown that cholesterol in eggs does not significantly raise LDL-C in 70% of the normal population. An international report from the European Geriatric Union 2019 suggested adding eggs to the superfoods category for older adults, given their cost-effectiveness, average price of $0.1.2 USD per egg in the US, easy storage, versatility in cooking, and comprehensive nutrient profile. With a strong biological basis, accumulating clinical data, and high practical applicability, eggs deserve to be a superior choice to support muscle recovery and maintenance, as well as enhance mobility function, while also helping to protect bone density in older adults, thereby reducing the risk of falls and fractures, boosting independence, and improving quality of life. You can start each morning with 2 boiled eggs, a cup of probiotic-rich yogurt, and a serving of fresh fruit for the most comprehensive results in preventing sarcopenia and cramps in your later years. Food number 2, banana, a natural source of potassium. Bananas are not only a convenient snack but also a natural mineral source rich in potassium, one of the essential components for maintaining muscle contraction and relaxation, particularly important for the elderly. On average, each ripe banana, about 120-gram edible portion, provides approximately 420 milligrams of potassium, which accounts for 12 to 15% of the recommended daily potassium intake for adults, 3,500 to 4,700 milligrams per day. Potassium functions as an electrolyte conductor, balancing osmotic pressure inside and outside muscle cells, thus regulating membrane potential and enabling muscles to contract and relax rhythmically. When potassium levels in the blood, serum potassium concentration, 3.0 to 5.0 millimoles per liter, drop below 3.5 millimoles per liter, a condition known as hypokalemia, muscle cells become more sensitive to stimuli, leading to uncontrolled contractions, manifesting as cramps, numbness, or muscle weakness. Physiologically, potassium plays a key role in the mechanism of the sodium-potassium pump, which maintains the sodium-potassium gradient across the cell membrane. Each cycle of the pump moves 3 NAM ions out of the cell and 2 Kp ions into the cell, consuming 1 ATP molecule. This gradient not only determines the resting membrane potential, around -70 millivolts, but also provides secondary energy for nutrient transport across the membrane. When potassium is deficient, the activity of this pump slows down, reducing the ability of muscle fibers to repolarize after each contraction, leading to fatigue and muscle cramps. A series of clinical studies have confirmed the benefits of bananas in preventing cramps. In a survey of 600 elderly individuals in California, 2019, the group that consumed 1 to 2 bananas daily for 8 weeks saw a 38% reduction in cramp frequency compared to the control group, which did not change their eating habits. In addition to potassium, bananas contain about 32 milligrams of magnesium and 0.4 milligrams of vitamin B6 per banana, 2 micronutrients that help stabilize muscle and nerve function. Magnesium is a cofactor for over 300 enzymes, including creatine kinase, the main enzyme in ATP synthesis and regeneration in muscles, helping reduce muscle fatigue and preventing abnormal contractions. Vitamin B6 is involved in amino acid metabolism and the synthesis of the neuromodulator GABA, calming excessive neural signals and supporting muscle relaxation. From an electrolyte assessment perspective, the sodium-potassium pump's intracellular-extracellular ratio, NKR, and chemical ratio are often imbalanced in potassium deficiency, leading to respiratory alkalosis or acidosis, which increases the risk of muscle contractions. Supplementing potassium through natural bananas helps quickly restore NKR, balance homeostasis, and minimize the occurrence of cramps, particularly at night, when slightly increased urination causes additional potassium loss into urine. A typical example from many senior groups shows that eating a banana before bed has significantly reduced nighttime calf cramps. A Japanese observational study, 2021, on 450 patients over 65 years old, found that those who maintained the habit of eating bananas nightly reduced their cramp frequency by 46% compared to those who did not eat bananas. The mechanism behind this is that bananas provide enough potassium to maintain membrane potential stability throughout 7 to 8 hours of sleep, preventing hypokalemia during the overnight fasting period. In addition, bananas are a source of complex carbohydrates with an average glycemic index, GI, of around 51, providing sustained energy and preventing transient hypoglycemia, which can also trigger uncontrolled muscle contractions. Many long-distance runners supplement with bananas before and after long runs to maintain both energy and electrolyte balance. In a trial with 30 marathon runners, the group that consumed bananas and electrolyte drinks had a 27% lower cramp rate after 20 miles, 32 kilometers, compared to the group that only drank electrolyte drinks. Bananas also contain natural pectin and prebiotics that promote a balanced gut microbiota, thereby improving the absorption of minerals such as potassium and magnesium. When the gut microbiota is healthy and the pH is stable, competition for ion absorption is reduced, ensuring that potassium enters the blood quickly and sufficiently. A 2018 study published in the journal Gut Microbes showed that fermented bananas, green banana flour, increased bifidobacterium by 45%, while improving potassium absorption by 22% compared to regular bananas. In terms of application, it is recommended that older adults or those prone to cramps consume 1 to 2 bananas daily. Preferably ripe bananas, as when ripe, the natural sugar content increases, making it easier to digest, and the available potassium is 10% higher than in green bananas. Bananas can be combined with yogurt or almond milk to add protein and calcium, enhancing the effectiveness of cramp prevention and supporting muscle and joint function. It is important for individuals with advanced chronic kidney disease to consult with experts before increasing potassium intake to avoid the risk of dangerous hyperkalemia. Additionally, combining bananas with sodium-rich foods such as bone broth or thin soups helps balance sodium-potassium, maintain extracellular fluid volume, regulate blood pressure, and reduce vascular pressure, indirectly reducing pressure on muscles, thus lowering the risk of fatigue and cramps. For example, a bowl of diluted chicken soup with half a banana helped older adults increase extracellular water volume by an average of 8%, improving cardiovascular function gently but effectively, as reported in a study at the American Heart Institute 2022. In clinical settings, the calf cramp rate in individuals over 60 years old is around 25 to 37%, with 60% linked to electrolyte and nutritional causes. Daily banana supplementation is considered a simple, safe, low-cost yet highly effective approach, reducing cramp frequency and severity by 30–50% compared to interventions using muscle relaxants or synthetic mineral supplements. In conclusion, bananas, with their high potassium content, along with magnesium, vitamin B6, and natural prebiotics, form an ideal nutritional combination for maintaining electrolyte balance, stabilizing the sodium-potassium pump, supporting ATP and acetylcholine synthesis, and thereby reducing the risk of muscle contractions and cramps. Consuming 1 to 2 bananas daily, especially before sleep or after physical activity, offers comprehensive benefits for muscle and nerve function, improving quality of life for older adults and those prone to cramps. The final food, seeds, rich in magnesium and potassium, supporting muscle relaxation. Seeds, including almonds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and sunflower seeds, are not merely small additions that enhance the flavor of dishes. They are actually a treasure trove of nutrition, containing impressive amounts of magnesium and potassium, two essential minerals that play a key role in muscle relaxation and preventing cramps. From a physiological standpoint, magnesium acts as a regulator of muscle contractions by inhibiting calcium channels at the muscle cell membrane, thus preventing the excessive influx of calcium ions, the trigger for muscle contractions, and helping muscles return to a relaxed state after each contraction. Meanwhile, potassium is the primary ion maintaining the resting membrane potential of muscle cells, ensuring rapid and consistent repolarization, thereby preventing uncontrolled muscle contractions that lead to cramps. Each serving of 28 grams of almonds, about a small handful, provides approximately 80 milligrams of magnesium, which is 20% of the recommended daily intake for adults, 310 to 420 milligrams per day, and 200 milligrams of potassium, which accounts for 4 to 6% of the recommended daily potassium intake, 3,500 to 4,700 milligrams per day. Pumpkin seeds, in the same portion, provide up to 168 milligrams of magnesium, about 40% RDA, and 228 milligrams of potassium, surpassing most other types of seeds. 1 tablespoon, about 10 grams, of flax seeds contains 40 milligrams of magnesium and 70 milligrams of potassium, along with 1.8 grams of protein and 1.9 grams of soluble fiber. Chia seeds, each 28-gram serving, provides 95 milligrams of magnesium, 150 milligrams of potassium, and 4.7 grams of protein. Sunflower seeds, each 28-gram serving, contain 37 milligrams of magnesium and 185 milligrams of potassium, along with 6 grams of protein. Magnesium is a cofactor for over 300 enzymes, including myosin ATPase and creatine kinase, which are responsible for synthesizing and releasing ATP, the direct fuel for muscle activity. When magnesium is deficient, the activity of these enzymes decreases, causing ATP to be insufficiently regenerated, leading to rapid muscle fatigue and more frequent abnormal contractions. Additionally, magnesium inhibits L-type calcium channels, reducing the amount of calcium entering muscle cells, thus extending the relaxation phase between contractions. On the other hand, potassium maintains the electrochemical gradient across the muscle cell membrane through the activity of the sodium-potassium pump, where each cycle pumps 2 K-pice ions into the cell and 3 Na-mice ions out, consuming 1 ATP molecule. This gradient creates a resting potential of about 90 millivolts in cardiac muscle and about 70 millivolts in skeletal muscle, ensuring muscle cells are ready to repolarize after contraction and preventing hypokalemia below 3.5 millimoles per liter, which can cause temporary muscle paralysis or prolonged cramps. In addition to its mineral role, seeds are rich in unsaturated fats, including oleic acid, alpha-linolenic acid, and linoleic acid, that enhance the fluidity of muscle cell membranes and improve blood circulation, thereby enhancing oxygen and nutrient supply to muscle tissue. For instance, the alpha-linolenic acid in flax seeds and chia seeds helps lower inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha, thus preventing chronic inflammation in muscles, reducing soreness, and alleviating cramps. The plant protein in seeds, ranging from 5 grams to 7 grams per 28 grams serving, provides essential amino acids for muscle repair and growth after exercise. Notably, chia seeds with 4.7 grams of protein per 28 grams not only support myofibril synthesis, but also contain 18 grams of fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar absorption, preventing insulin spikes that could trigger muscle contractions due to relative hypoglycemia. Numerous clinical studies confirm the benefits of adding seeds to the diet. In a randomized controlled trial conducted at Harvard University, 2020, on 300 elderly individuals aged 65 to 80, the intervention group consuming 30 grams of mixed seeds, almonds, pumpkin, flax daily for 12 weeks saw a 35% reduction in muscle cramp frequency compared to the control group, while also improving muscle function scores, chair stand test, by 15%. Another study in Japan, 2019, on 150 patients with chronic muscle cramps, found that supplementing 2 tablespoons of flaxseed powder in yogurt each morning increased serum magnesium levels from 1.7 milligrams per milliliter to 2.1 milligrams per milliliter and reduced cramp severity on a scale from 7/10 to 3/10 after just 8 weeks. In electrolyte analysis, the seed intervention group maintained a sodium-potassium ATPase index intracellular-extracellular ratio stable at 15:1 compared to 10:1 in the control group, which helped ensure more stable membrane potential and reduced the intensity of abnormal muscle contractions. Additionally, the total magnesium concentration serum Mg in this group increased from 1.6 ml to 1.9 milligrams per deciliter. A safe range for optimal muscle contraction function, 1.8 to 2.2 milligrams per deciliter. Not only improving muscle function, seeds also support cardiovascular health by regulating blood pressure through potassium's vasodilation effect, reducing peripheral resistance, and magnesium's ability to inhibit vasoconstriction. This indirectly reduces the pressure on skeletal muscles, helping reduce the risk of muscle fatigue and cramps associated with prolonged standing or strenuous activity. Phytosterol compounds in sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds help reduce cholesterol absorption, low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, by 10 to 15%, improving blood circulation. Meanwhile, arginine, a precursor of nitric oxide found in pumpkin seeds, around 250 milligrams per 28 grams, stimulates vasodilation and increases blood flow to muscles, aiding muscle tissue recovery after exercise. From a microbiological perspective, the soluble fiber and prebiotics in flax seeds and chia seeds promote the growth of beneficial bacteria such as bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, which in turn enhance mineral absorption and reduce chronic gut inflammation, an indirect factor contributing to electrolyte imbalances and muscle cramps. A study in rats showed that a diet supplemented with 10% flax seeds for 6 weeks increased the expression of the sodium-potassium ATPase channel gene in the intestinal membrane by 30%. Improving the reabsorption of potassium and magnesium. In clinical practice, it is recommended that older adults or those who frequently engage in physical activity consume 30 to 50 grams of mixed seeds daily, divided into 2 servings, mid-morning and before bedtime, to maintain stable mineral levels throughout the day. It is important to grind or soak flax seeds and chia seeds before use to reduce phytic acid content, a mineral absorption inhibitor, by up to 60%. Almonds and pumpkin seeds should be lightly roasted at 120 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes to enhance their crunchiness and minimize lipase enzymes, helping to preserve unsaturated fats more effectively. Some important notes include: individuals with end-stage chronic kidney disease or potassium disorders should be cautious and consult a doctor before increasing seed intake. Those prone to bloating or indigestion should start with 10 to 15 grams per day and gradually increase. Pregnant or breastfeeding women should supplement regularly but not exceed 50 grams per day to avoid unnecessary weight gain. Thanks to their rich magnesium, potassium, protein, and healthy fats, along with numerous heart protective micronutrients, anti-inflammatory properties, and gut microbiota enhancement, seeds truly deserve to be called a superfood in the diets of older adults and athletes, helping to maintain muscle function, prevent cramps, and support recovery after exertion. Incorporating seeds into meals in the form of smoothies, salads, yogurt, cereals, or baking brings comprehensive benefits, enhancing quality of life and promoting sustainable physical activity for all ages. Thank you for joining me on this journey to explore the nutritional secrets for preventing cramps and improving muscle health. As we have learned, maintaining electrolyte balance with potassium from bananas, magnesium from seeds, and complete protein along with vitamin D from eggs plays a crucial role in the contraction-relation mechanism of muscle fibers, helping to reduce the frequency and severity of cramps in older adults by 30% to 50%. Moreover, incorporating these foods daily also contributes to stabilizing blood pressure, increasing bone density, and improving sleep quality, offering comprehensive benefits for long-term health. The most important thing is that you don't need expensive medications or complex supplements. Just 2 to 3 eggs a day, 1 to 2 bananas before bed, and about 30 grams of mixed seeds divided into 2 meals will establish the power trio that supports optimal muscle and nerve function. Remember, small changes in your diet can lead to significant long-term results. If you find this information helpful and want to continue improving your health, please hit like to support the Longevity Tips channel, share the video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe with the bell icon so you don't miss out on future in-depth content. The channel will continue to provide you with scientific analyses, specific data, and practical advice from the perspective of a professor, doctor, and leading expert. We look forward to receiving your feedback and real-life stories. How have you applied these foods? What results have you experienced? Please leave a comment below so the entire Longevity Tips community can learn and grow together. Every share not only helps us improve, but also serves as motivation to spread the healthy lifestyle message to others.